Hello. Once again I come before you as a representative of the Illuminati. You may call me the Man. Well, this week's topic comes to us straight out of the NFL, and I'm afraid I'm in the position to have to apologize again for something that's kind of our fault. Well, no, not kind of our fault. It is entirely our fault. The whole take a knee thing. Now, if you've watched the channel for a long time, you know that we in the Illuminati, we invented that economic season called Christmas. We took a holiday and we built a whole supercharged economic engine out of it, basically, from October or so all the way to the end of December. And it's worked really, really well. At no point in the history of this planet have so few been living in poverty. I mean, it's just amazing. It may seem bad to you, but the entire world has actually been raised up, and we're not there yet, and there are, of course, horrible problems, because no economic system is perfect, none of them, and this is just the best we can right now. This is the way it goes. And so we did this whole Christmas thing, and it's worked out really well. So we're always trying to tweak it and make it a little bit better, and we look for trends and things. Now, most of you remember last year or so, Colin Kaepernick, he was a quarterback for the San Francisco team. He would take a knee during the National Anthem. You know, he's protesting racial inequality, police brutality toward minorities, things like that, and that was how he wanted to get his point across, and so whenever they played the National Anthem, he would take a knee for it. Well, that was just kind of limited and went to him, and so his fans wanted figures of him taking a knee. I mean, that's just the way it is. They were really big Colin fans, and so we tried to accommodate them. You know, we made a few thousand of them, and they sold out like that. I mean, they were gone. So we were like, oh great, hey, let's make more. And in the meantime, in preparation for this Christmas, Laney thought it would be a really good idea if somehow we could get all the places in the third world that actually make these figures to kind of interface with one another, you know, into a master system, and then hook it into our system, and then through a firewall, in case you're worried. You know, the really big computers, very important. We don't let people have access to it anymore. Just those few times in the past. But anyway, so yeah, it'd be great if we could just make them all connect together, and then we would be more nimble. You see, we could say, okay, here's October, Christmas is right around the corner, but we can make 20,000 figures of something, you know, some whatever trend pops up. I don't know, Despacito CDs or something, I don't know, but you could do that kind of thing, right? You just pop it out right quick, and then as we went into the engine of Christmas, everybody would get the stuff that they wanted, and it'd be great. Except there was a little problem. The kneeling figure wasn't just limited to Colin. It accidentally turned out that all of the NFL figures were kneeling, all of them. There wasn't a single standing football player left. All of them were kneeling, and so we're like, well, what are we going to do with 1.5 million NFL kneeling toys when nobody else kneels except for Colin, and he's not even in the NFL anymore? He's, you know, free agent or something. So what do we do? And so I reached out to the NFL and I said, hey, here's the situation, Christmas and all that kind of stuff. They said, you know, we're kind of busy. Football season starting soon, so if you could work it out, that'd be great. If you can't work it out, we'll try to work out something ourselves, but whatever you wind up doing, you know, we'll kind of stand back, and whatever happens, happens. And so we reached out to our good friend Donnie in the White House, and we explained the situation to him. But with the thing on the head, there's a whole video about it, a video series at this point. Anyway, he didn't quite get the message. He thought the figures that had the locking arms were good, and we did have a few of those, but they all linked together, and it was really hard to pull them apart without breaking them, so we just scrapped that whole line. So, but the kneeling thing was bad, and anyway, it just kind of got confused, and when he tweeted it, well, the NFL teams that we had reached out to already, who were on the fence about doing it, because they didn't want to offend anybody, right? You know, they're all against racial injustice. Everybody's against racial injustice except for the people who are doing it. And they would be against it if it was happening to them. So, you know, they pretty much everybody's against it. But it was like, well, do we risk our sponsors? Do we risk people speaking out, or people getting mad at the NFL and, you know, our particular teams and such? So they're kind of on the fence. And then, of course, when he said what he said, They just all jumped on the bandwagon. So now we have everybody kneeling across the NFL, well, almost everybody, and we've got lots of figures to go along with them, but they all got destroyed. So it was all for nothing. It was all for nothing. We have a few thousand left. There was an accident all across in the distribution centers. There was a fire and everything melted. So it was sort of, the new batches are fine. Everybody's standing up. It's great. And so, if you have an NFL player that you enjoy, you will be able to get a figure of him standing up for Christmas. So, oops, sorry to spark such outrage across the country. And hey, it was good to have that whole debate about free speech, though. Great, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, everybody's like, well, they shouldn't do that during the National Anthem. And well, they can do it because they have free speech. No, they can't because it's part of a private company, but it's disrespectful. But no, they're pointing out a point. And you know what? You guys are all right. It's what's fantastic about this country, America, the great experiment that we started a long time ago. You guys are all right. It is, in fact, pointing out something during a time that most people are very cognizant of, patriotism. You're singing the National Anthem. It's something that's supposed to provoke thought, and it did. And it is, in fact, up to the company that hired these people as whether or not they will allow them to do it without consequence. The government cannot step in. They can say stuff because they're people too. They can have their turn, but they can't arrest them, can't put them in jail. That's a step forward. There are times in our history as a planet where that wasn't true. So, yay! Everybody gets to speak out. You get to be mad. They get to be mad at you. Everybody gets to be mad. And then, of course, we all watch the football game, and there are winners and there are losers. So, it kind of worked out. Not really. Sorry. It was a first-time effort. There's always bugs in the system when you first connect things together. So, yeah. But, we in the Illuminati, we take a long-term approach to things. So this is just the beginning. We know we're going to work it all out as things go along. And eventually, the final goal will be reached, that humanity will embrace its destiny in the stars. We will join together on this planet in peace and cooperation, not from outside, but from inside. People will want to be peaceful and cooperative with one another. That's who we are. That's how we're going to be the best spacefaring race out there. We will spread like a light through the universe. That's what we believe. That's our mission. And in the meantime, we try to make this place a more kind and gentle place in which to live. The Earth is home to all of us right now, human and several other species alike. So, you can help us with that, You can do a couple of things, actually. If you have a question or comment, just leave it down in the comment section below. And otherwise, when you leave your house and your apartment, your tent, wherever you happen to dwell, you look up in the sky and you see those chemtrails blazing up there, well, we in the Illuminati would just suggest that you relax and breathe deeply.